aging.
Aging starts before conception.
You age from the day you're born.
We're getting older, and our bodies are changing.
Well, most of us struggle or worry about our future.
I thank God for what I'm getting, because some people are getting nothing at all.
Somebody asked me, what do you do in retirement? I told them, I agitate.
You can retire, but you don't quit.
Social Security has been there. It's never failed to send a check to any beneficiary.
Social Security is not a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but it is definitely a support that is needed, that was useful, that helped us.
It was a tremendous relief to me to receive my monthly check, and an even greater relief to receive Part A Medicare when I was 65.
I'm 95 years old, and like over half of the people who are on Social Security, about half of my income today comes from Social Security.
I cannot even imagine how people would be able to manage without these programs in place.
Social Security gave us an ability to survive.
Right now, I have a 90-year-old father who is able to live in a decent assisted living facility because he's got Medicare and Social Security to supplement his pension.
I moved here in June of 2013, so this June will be my second anniversary.
Most of the people here in the building are living below or well below the poverty level, so they definitely depend on services that we provide.
I go through all the activities, and they take us on little field trips and things.
There's enough support from the staff, caseworkers, and that kind of thing, and the people in the office are very helpful.
I help someone with a bus pass application or signing up for the food programs.
I think they need to have somebody in here. I don't know if they call it psychiatrist or what. Somebody maybe once or twice a week, because there's a lot of people in this building, and they can have someone to talk to. Because a lot of people in this building, when I'm downstairs selling coffee for Jerry out there, they'll come to me and, and want to talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Dad, they act like I'll be like, in the back of my mind, Dad, it's nice they came to want to talk to me, ask my advice. They act like I'm a psychiatrist, you know what I'm saying? And it just made me feel good to be able to talk to these people, and I try to steer them in the right direction.
Without Social Security, they would be in big trouble, because that right now, that for 90% of the people in this building, that's their only source of income.
It barely gets me through the month.
So, because there's a lot of senior centers that are really struggling, and two, I can name you Helen S. Brown and Maple Heights, they're going under. One's closed and one will be closing. And so they need to increase funding, mainly from the Older Americans Act, to keep these senior centers viable.
As seniors are becoming more of the population, there's more cases of neglect and abuse and exploitation than ever before.
Seniors in the Latino community are indeed sometimes intentionally and sometimes unintentionally are victims of fraud, neglect, and abuse.
People just don't report because they don't know how to report or who to report to.
There is no oversight. The stories that I've heard are just, it's shocking.
In Franklin County, they just ran a series in the Columbus Dispatch on the abuse by guardians. Huge number of cases of people being ripped off by the person who was supposed to be protecting them.
It requires a lot of hand-holding and counseling before seniors feel comfortable enough to be able to share those kinds of intimate details with a stranger. particularly if that individual is not of the culture.
So it's really important that every county is strengthened so that our seniors are protected.
We need to first protect those existing programs to help the people that earn them continue them.
What's most important is that we preserve, protect, and pass on Social Security and Medicare to the next generation.
I am concerned that the same kind of support that I am getting and that I depend on from Social Security and from Medicare be there for my kids and for my grandchildren.
Right now, the younger generation, like my daughters, they're not so sure it's going to be around for them.
To say to us that we need to save more, that would be nice if we had jobs for our children and our grandchildren to save money from.
For people in my generation and for me, this is critically important.
Social Security is a key part of that. We need to expand that. We need working folks and families to have access to a healthy retirement.
Healthy aging is a broad concept that includes so many different elements, but basically focuses on enjoying a high quality of life in which disease plays as minimal a role as possible.
We need to do something to improve our long-term services and supports. Older adults are going to want to remain in the community, in their homes, for as long as possible. And if we are going to do that successfully, we are going to need supports for them in the community. We're going to need more transportation. We're going to need meals. We're going to need adequate health care. We're going to need communities that welcome their elders, and they are going to have to be safe.
People need to have some meaning to their life, need to have activities that are important to them and that they feel are fulfilling and worthwhile to themselves and other people.
Working at something that is meaningful and gives us value keeps us connected and not socially isolated.
Well, most of us struggle or worry about our future. And I don't understand how they could think of taking any more away from people who are living on Social Security or meager savings, and then having no health care.
I have seen myself, families under bridges, in cars, sleep. I have seen a mother who could not go into public housing because she made $8 over the cap.
We're just out there fighting, and the more we have fighting for and with us, the better it is, and the more we're able to get for our members.
You have to organize. You have to organize, and you have to work together. If you don't do this, you're going to have nothing.
The way that we can do that is through the political process.
My standard question always is when people complain, I said, "Did you vote?" "No." I said, "Well, don't complain. If you didn't vote, you don't have you're not entitled to complain."
There are constant pressures on the program by those who hungrily lust for those funds. And I say, hands off. That belongs to the people that earn them and to their children and those that will follow. It's too important to the security, the economic security of America's families for retirement and disability. Keep your hands off their money.
It's high time that we stop accepting this stuff and stand up on our hind legs and show that we're going to fight to maintain our benefits. Those are things we earned, not things we're begging.
We feel very, very grateful for the efforts of Senior Voice and other entities in Cleveland that help provide a platform to advocate on behalf of all seniors.
Bloom where you're planted. So read up on what's going on in your area. Get active.
Don't wait for the other guy to do it, because the other guy may be waiting for you to do it. Be active, be involved.